Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Hopefully, I hope we are all very, very well. Um, Slight delay. I've had to have a little bit of a fist fight with my camera. It was deciding to be, as I tried to put it in the comments, a bit of a diva. It turned out as camera being a dive, which was really smooth of me, actually. I don't know why that ended up being like that, but that's fine. We are where we are right now. Yeah, hope we're all well. This is the start of a little sort of, I guess, series or subsection of live streams that I'm doing, I guess, that I am entitling the Leeds Lowdown Live. Had a bit of a Google around. Didn't find anyone else doing something entitled the Leeds Lowdown, so you know what? Let's go for it. And it's just sort of going to be the big category in which I put live streams where I'm talking about Leeds news, football news, all that sort of stuff. Because I do my gaming bits, which I've got FM streams for. I've done other gamey bits outside of Football Manager, but this is something a bit different, something a little bit new, which should be very, very fun. Howdy, baby Zebra Games. How are we doing? And as I mentioned earlier, remember to like the stream and subscribe if you aren't yet. Be massively appreciated. Thank you very much. Hello, Callum. How are we doing? So, in this very quick bit of a stream, there's a little fly there. What the hell did he get away with that? You're Jacob, by the way. Why are you called Callum Jacobs? But okay, we roll with it. You're a baffling man. We got a bunch of Leeds United stories. We're going to talk them through in a nice little vibey environment, and let's see what we all think. And let's dive into what's happened today. Got multiple little stories that I'm going to dip into. Let's have a little bit of a chat about them. I've got myself about an hour in which we can do this, which should be quite nice. And it's good to have you here. So, first little story is something around Ilia Gruev. Then we have a loan exit from Leeds United to discuss. That has been all agreed and everything. It's not official yet, but that's because the transfer market isn't officially open yet, so it's impossible to be official. And some annoying FFP stuff, which is very, very weird and confusing to me, and we can all have a bit of a complaint about Man City. And a free striker signing, which should be great fun. Also, word of warning, I've just had some noodle soup. It was very spicy, so I can feel a sneeze coming. It's so close, and it's just not happening for me. But that's okay. And then after we cover the free strike signing, we'll just have a bit of a natter. We'll talk about everything football-y. So, first up, we need to talk Ilia Gruev. Ilia Gruev was the sort of emerging talent from the back half of last season. Don't clip the nearly sneeze. That is not fair. You cannot use sneezes against me. Or I'll be boring and I'll never sneeze again. Yeah, Ilia Gruev was one of the emerging talents out of the back of last season, and it turns out that we weren't the only ones that noticed that. It was also other clubs that noticed that, and it means that we have already had to reject a bid for Ilia Gruev from another side. Specifically, the interest is coming from Germany, which makes sense. We signed him from Germany, so he's got a bit of a reputation over there as well as over here. And specific name on the rumour was apparently Dortmund that were looking to get the move done, which completely makes sense to me. Dortmund are a club that looks for affordable talent across Europe and tries to turn them into some further good players. Like when it comes to signing players like Jadon Sancho or Ian Maatsen, they've done that on loan. So they've made sure that everything is within the budget. They are able to sort of keep financially consistent and not take any excessive risks. And this is another one of those cases for Gruev. You'll have seen that Leeds didn't go up and seen that as an opportunity to go, right, okay, so if we can sneak in here, we can sign him to the Bundesliga, we can attract him with top-tier football, and that'd be fantastic for us. Wouldn't be fantastic for Leeds, and I do think there is genuinely some danger in this one. I did my video earlier today on what I predicted would happen with every single Leeds player over this transfer window. With Gruev, I sort of straight up assumed he'd stay. I thought he'd managed to sneak under the radar of the other clubs and they wouldn't want to make a move for him. But it turns out I might have been a little bit wrong. in my assessment there, which is not ideal. I do think that Ilia Gruev is a player that we quite desperately need to keep, because he's got a hell of a lot of talent. He was really affordable for us, and we know that he can keep a midfield solid and preventing counterattacks and nice, powerful slide tackles is what he's become known for. So I do hope we keep him. But Frankie has a very good question. How much will we get for Gruev? I've got no idea. None of the reports I've seen, and it was a German newspaper that reported the news at first. I'm going to quickly try and find it. But that's fine. I know it was Sky Germany. No, that's Chris Steinson. That's okay. The news article's gone. But it was someone in Germany that was reporting it. Essentially, German Sky picked it up, and it looks like that is solid interest. No numbers behind it, which is an absolute pain in the arse. Bringing Rodri as a Gruev replacement. Imagine if we could do that. That'd be so good. He can take corners better than most. Yeah, he's a really solid set piece taker, which, as someone that is on the shorter side, is kind of what you want from him. You want someone that is able to ping those balls in because you know that you can't be on the end of them. And it just makes a little bit of sense to me that he takes those corners and that we do everything we can to keep him. Because as much of this squad as we can keep together as possible, the better. Because it is a really, really strong squad of players that has a genuinely high level of ability. And we got to hope that we can convert that over into next season, which I think we will. We do, however, have a loan exit already. I'm going to get into that one in a moment, because without sneezing and while stopping myself desperately from sneezing, I now badly need to blow my nose, so I'm going to get a tissue. Speak amongst yourselves, and I'll say the weirdest comment I will pop up on screen. See you in a moment. Hello again. I love hay fever season. It makes me feel so deeply unhappy. So, Cody Drammer was linked with Dortmund once. I think Ilia Gruev will stay. Honestly, I'm in the same spot. Like, as things go, Dortmund probably have bigger targets. This could be a case of they've just asked his agent what's going on, and his agent's gone, well, quite likes it at Leeds. You never know what's going on with these conversations, and to assume the worst would be to sort of put yourself in a sad place, and we don't want that. We want everyone in a nice, happy spot. Also, there we go. That's a little bit better. I thought it was a little bit too, like, close in on my face. Next up, we have the loan exit to talk about. And it looks like, according to reports from Spain, Marc Roca is staying away from Leeds. Which, I'll be honest, the majority of people here will... That bloody fly again. The majority of people here will be of the opinion that that is something that is not a bad thing. Because if he is someone that does not want to be at Leeds United and wants to make his move away, go for it. Off you go. We don't need you anymore. It looks like he's going to be returning to Betis, and one of the main reasons behind this report is A, the fact that apparently all three parties have agreed, so Betis, us, Roca, which adds up. But in addition to that, he has now apparently bought a home in Spain, which means that he doesn't just see himself going there for a year, because you don't buy a house for a year. It looks like he's going permanently in the long term, and at least planning on doing that. I don't know whether or not it will be like a loan with an option to buy, or if it will just be a loan and then maybe he'll be able to find a move next year. But having bought a home in Spain, that tells me that long term, Marc Roca does not see a future at Leeds, which is fine by me, to be completely honest. I don't think there is a single person that thinks, damn, I wish we could have kept Marc Roca. In my opinion, it's fairly annoying that it isn't permanent. Because if it was permanent, then that means a good amount of cash coming our way. It means that he is just gone and we don't have to deal with it in the future again. And it helps to sort of wipe out that negative legacy from the Jesse Marsch era. It helps to sort of clean the board and say, right, okay, cool, that was bad, but we're clear again now. Everything is more okay once more, and there's not quite as much to be spooked about. Which is good, in my opinion. I have absolutely zero issues with that. Oh, hello, YouTube. Why are you gotta be funky like this? Cool. Fixed. Right. So, on the Roca thing, let me know in the comments if you are someone that wants to sort of retain Marc Roca. Roca can piss off, we just want him to piss off permanently. Yeah, I absolutely get that. The Marathe statement had a Roca anagram. Did it? I don't remember that, but that's fine. Yeah, permanent move immediately is absolutely what we need to happen with Marc Roca, just because it gets him out of the way, cleans things up a little bit, and things are a lot more pleasant for us. It means that you don't risk that bad dressing room atmosphere going into a future season. Around the 10 million mark being touted for Gruev, that would be a profit, right? We signed him for about 4. I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. All of this is not actual sources. Let's have a look at Sky Deutschland. No, there's no numbers from Sky or anything. So I'll guess you're probably about right. But Sam Rodon tweet. Ooh. When was this? Yeah, as a rule of thumb, the Leeds lowdown will be a nice sort of loosey-goosey natter, which... Oh, hello. I've now seen the Sam Rodon tweet. And the amount of times that he's been, like, hinting positive things about Leeds and saying that, yeah, my brother Joe, he likes it here. This is good. This is nice. Tweeting out a picture of him in a Leeds kit is incredibly promising. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the eyes, I think. There we go. Bosh. Yeah, that's intriguing, and I would normally make a video on it. I might make a video on it after this, because it's making me think that that is genuinely something that could be happening now. Keeping Joe Rodon. What other cases of Sam Rodon saying stuff have happened, by the way? Because I know that it's been a thing, but for some reason I can't think of any of the examples. Like, I don't... I hope so, but it's football transfer time. That's true, but I don't see why Rodon's brother would be tweeting that if it was something that was not necessarily going to happen. Like, Sam Rodon tweeting that is very, very, very telling, in my opinion, that there is potential movement on that front. That's something that could be incredibly fun. I like it. Get rid of all the loanees, let Farke have the complete backing of the board and us. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. If we don't get behind the club next season, then the club doesn't have as much of a chance of going up, and that is absolutely what we need to be doing. We need to be pushing it forwards, and the only way that that happens is if everyone gets behind the same cause, because otherwise it gets a little bit limp, gets a little bit sad and flaccid, which is no fun. Joe Rodon hasn't said bye yet. This is another thing that's come to mind. Also, good evening, Colin. How are you doing? Hope you're quite well. Yeah, this was what was initially giving me some, like, good vibes. It was making me like, okay, maybe Rodon stays. But now it's increasingly becoming a case of, okay, so Rodon's staying then. I don't know how much this would cost. I'd say, like, I don't know, it'd be 8 to 12 would be my guess. more 8-10 sort of area, in my opinion. I don't know. Good evening, Danny. And also, hello, Degenerate Yellow, who's been here for quite a while. Some interesting words there. I do try and have interesting words. I very often fail, but we do our best over here. Anyway, on to another little bit of news. We will keep an eye on... Could you guys say the dog, then? Because he's losing his mind, which is a real annoyance. On to another little bit of news. Apparently we're looking at a free striker signing. This one took me by surprise because I was like, I thought we'd deal with the outgoings first, but this is apparently fine. Yes, can hear the dog. Ah, you little bastard. There are rumours of Daniel Jefferson signing from, well, I say from, on a free transfer, having previously been at Sheffield United. He left Sheffield United on a free after his contract there expired. And to be fair, he's a very, very young and promising player. He's, I think, 20 years of age, still seen as someone that can... You're right, War Piglet. How are we doing? Just Joe raid. Was Joe streaming? Joe's on holiday, isn't he? How's Joe raiding when he's on holiday? Is he on holiday? I don't know. I'm just confused now. Guys, why would you do this? I'm just baffled. Pre-recorded live. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I get you. Right, setup. Imagine the commitment you would need to do that. Yeah, I thought it was on holiday. That's why I'm not going to say it, actually, when I've got a slightly bigger audience, but the secret plan that everyone that is like a long-termer knows of. I asked if he'd be interested in taking part on the stream/video that is required for the secret plan, and I didn't know he was on holiday, but that ruined things. Anyway, yeah, with the Daniel Jefferson thing, a slight feeling on that is that it could, before anything else, lead to a pretty big departure. Because you look at the top of the pitch, what we have right now is a situation where Pat Bamford probably starts at number 9. If Pat Bamford doesn't start, then it's probably Piru. And if it's not Piru, then eventually you get down the line to Mateo Joseph. Which tells me that we already have enough strikers. So signing another one says to me that someone is very, very probably leaving. Because on the face of it, it's not a position that we need right now. We don't need a number 9. Because we've got 3 of them. Which makes things a little bit tough. Which makes you think that someone is probably on the way out, and that is not likely to be Piru. We signed him last summer. Potentially Pat, maybe Gelhardt. I don't see it being Mateo Joseph unless we say out on loan for a year. We'll sign someone who is more ready now, but I feel like that'd be silly as well. I don't know. We'll find out. Jefferson, 20-year-old, think he goes in the under-21s. I don't know. Because I think he falls into that same category as like a Gelhardt, where he is technically, well, was technically in that age group. But he's better than that level, if that all makes sense. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, then that's a little bit stinky. Sam Rodon tweeted, yes, I had a look at that a few minutes ago. The general vibe is the fact that Rodon didn't say goodbye and now his brother has tweeted is implying to me that good old Joe Rodon is sticking around for next season, which would be very, very nice. I'd like it. Yeah, I really want that retained list because the retained list will give us an actual idea of what's going to happen in the summer. Because we still don't, like... The rumour at the time when I popped out the video saying that the Red Bull involvement was happening, the rumour at the time was it'd be about 2 days after that we got the retained list. And then we've not got the retained list, which is confusing. And that makes me think that there might be conversations around Coops, there might be conversations around Sam Byram, where we've not quite decided whether or not we want to keep them in the squad. Which makes things a little bit complex, because it makes things like prediction videos, like I was stupid enough to do earlier, a bad move. Even in Joe, I like your content, even though I'm not a Leeds fan. Thank you very much, Hector. I appreciate that. You'll cry if it's Bamford. I won't. I think he's gotten enough abuse from the Leeds fans to have earned a move away, to be fair. I'm not going to complain at him about that. That's fine. He's earned a move whenever he wants one. Patty Bamford. Yeah, I think of the three, it's most likely to be Pat. Leeds and Spurs in deep talks. I would hope so, if we're looking to sign Joe Rodon permanently. Gruev swap deal with Marius Wolf. This, I feel, would be a bad idea. Because we do need someone in the ilk of Marius Wolf. That's fine. We do need a fullback. But we're not the deepest in midfield. Look at the midfielders. Ampadu has played more often at centre-back this season. Kamara, decent, doesn't really progress the ball that much. Gruev, solid defensive midfielder, second choice against Ampadu, and Ampadu spent most of the season at centre-back. Gray spent most of the season at right-back. There were a hell of a lot of games towards the end of the season where you were looking at the bench and going, we have one midfielder there and it's Charlie Crew. So I think whilst a Marius Wolf coming in would be fantastic, it's a bit too much of a risk to try and push a swap deal. Plus, I think I agree with this, Wolf's probably not coming. He's of the level of like top tier football, and as we didn't get promoted, we can't really provide that. Which is a shame, because Marius Wolf, really good footballer, would have been fantastic to have around. But Bamford's a bit old and will stick to his contract. In two different comments. Yeah, he's on the aging side, but I think if a big offer comes in, well, I say big, I think if a reasonable value offer comes in for him, I can see a move happening. Piru's not a striker. At Swansea, he was attacking midfield. Bamford now past his best in injury prone, as we've seen this season, leading an out-and-out striker with pace along with Joseph. Yeah, that's why I think getting Jefferson in would be fantastic. But you got to consider things like FFP. We probably need to move someone out to get that balanced. I've got a really itchy face right now because the cat has been very snuggly today, but it means that I've got cat hair all over me. Also, that's a massive comment. That is hiding me. Content's very considered. I like that. Thank you very much, Hector. On form, Bamford was brilliant. He was a modern day Lee Chapman. I wish him well. Yeah, I liked and still like Bamford. Wolf wanted by Serie A teams. That doesn't surprise me at all. He's a top quality player. For a Coventry fan, looking forward to next season. I'm also looking forward to next season because we're actually going to win games of football. It's going to be nice. Someone brought up the fact that last season alone we won more games of football than we did in our 3 seasons in the Premier League, and I can completely understand that. And that is painful, and why I don't mind the Championship too much. Sell Gruev for a healthy profit helps Leeds with PSR, plus use that money to strengthen other areas in the team. How much of a profit? How much of a profit though? Because we signed him for 4 or 5 million quid, and he's not someone that we can push to like a £25 million deal. And if we're already selling Somerville, because we are, probably, and if we're already selling Nonto, because we are, probably, I don't know. I feel like no matter how healthy a profit can be, it won't matter that much. There's a point where you need to consider squad quality over a bit of a financial boost in the medium term. Bamford has to agree to that, though. No one will pay those wages. Yeah, got a bit of a point, but you never know. Kamara will be stuck. Somerville and Firpo go. I don't know if Firpo goes. I'm not sure. 3 years left on Grove. Yeah, I think so, off the top of my head. So Grove for 5 and Word Bremen have a sell-on clause. I didn't know about the sell-on. And Danny also believes it's 10 million for the Grove offer. It's a good profit. We need a scoring midfielder. We do, but the issue is We need to add a scoring midfielder. We don't need to take out a holding midfielder to add a scoring midfielder. That feels a little bit daft. Because Kamara can't do the Gruev job, because the Gruev job is the more slide tackly, intercepty, breaking up play stuff. Which is not really what Kamara does. Which is a shame, but I wouldn't want to... I want to add to the squad rather than get someone out. Kamara can't shoot and bond. I think he's just been told not to. Like, I wouldn't say he can't shoot, because the times he has shot, he's had a reasonable enough shot on him. But it's more of an issue of why would he take a shot when there's Somerville right there? I think that's been the gist throughout the season. And as much as it's an annoying gist, it's a pretty accurate one. Also, to echo this one, R.I.P. Rob Burrow, that was a kick in the teeth when I saw it the other day. Not the most fun. Yeah. Not perfect. But as far as having big, good legacies goes, you can't really do much better than Rob Burrow did. Both on the pitch and everywhere else. Absolutely massive. Anyway, on to other bits and bobs, because I don't want to bring down the vibe. The stream's so chill. Thank you, Jack. That's what I aim to do. Yeah. Other bits and bobs. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about financial rules and regulations in football. Because, God, City have done us stupid. So, I'm going to sum up this story very, very quickly. Manchester City are suing the Premier League. In fact, I'm going to bring up the screenshot that someone sent me, just so I can properly have a read through and like demonstrate to you lot. City are called cheaters. Absolutely they are. There we go. All right. So, screen share. Bosh. Right. Cool. Ignore that it's on Facebook Messenger. This is from various like Times articles and stuff. So, they've launched an unprecedented legal action against the Premier League, sparking a civil war amongst clubs, with the hearing due to start on the 10th of June. They've described Premier League financial rules as the tyranny of the majority. In essence, what they're annoyed about, in my reading of it, is they're mad that the way that you value sponsorships that you're associated with is limited. They're mad that you can't sponsor yourself and give yourself piles of cash, which is entirely unsurprising. I can't lie, I despise the Times' website. No, I don't want to... Oh. I wonder how easy it's going to be to find a proper version of this. So it'll get with it. That's the thing. I'm going to get into this in a minute. I've just had a look at the Rodon tweet a couple of minutes ago, if you're talking about the Sam Rodon one. Unless there's been a Joe Rodon tweet, which would be fair enough. Oh, hey, Nigel Farage got milkshaked again. Alright, let's try the soccer subreddit and see if it's been posted in full. Right, let's have a proper look. Seems like legal tactics to me. I agree. Basically, as a gist, this entire thing is genuinely quite funny to me because it tells me that they are, without a doubt, guilty. Because if you've just been exonerated of these 115 financial fair play breach charges, you don't go and sue the people that just exonerated you. Because that doesn't scream innocence, in my opinion. That screams, oh no, we need to do something. I think it's just a matter of time and legal bullshit that is the difference between City being knackered and City being in their current situation. Because some of the little excerpts from this include, within the 165-page legal document, City argue that the victims of discrimination, describing rules they say have been approved by their rivals to stifle the success on the pitch as a tyranny of the majority. In essence, all financial rules, all competitive rules that are in the Premier League are agreed by every single club in the Premier League. Well, at least there's a vote and you need 14 clubs to agree to something. They're of the opinion that the 14 clubs that voted for these rules have done so to put them down, to put City in their place, which is, I'm going to put it as kindly as I can, horseshit. Because they've still managed to breach and break financial rules. And as much as they say they've been discriminated against and they're at an unfair disadvantage, just a quick reminder for you, Manchester City have won the league 6 out of the last 7 seasons. And that's a deck that's been stacked against them. Winning the league 6 out of the last 7 seasons is somehow the league being against their side and working against that. Bullshit. Madness. Wild. What was the Sam Rodon tweet? It was a piece of artwork showing Joe Rodon in a Leeds shirt, which, without any text with it, is a little bit indicative, in my opinion, of sticking around. Does Joe Rodon have Twitter? No, I think it's just Sam Rodon. Yeah, I think so. One or bot, yeah, exactly. Buying the league is a nice way of putting it. It's baffling, confusing. I don't understand. I'm trying to find more of the bits and bobs on the City stuff. Someone tweeted Sam Rodon asking if Joe's coming back. I think the answer is yes. I'm sure people have tweeted that and he's just not responded yet. It'll be, I think, a matter of time until we've got an announcement. Like, next couple of days is my guess. Because this is something that I feel like you only tweet out if you are certain that something is happening. You know? You wouldn't tweet that out if you were a little bit like spooked. Until clubs are reined in somehow, it will never be a fair competition. That's the point. And whenever they're going for it and saying it's an unfair competition because these rules and regulations exist. No, these rules and regulations exist to make it fair competition. Your problem with all your bitching and moaning, Man City, is that you're not able to cheat even harder, and the last time you cheated, you got caught. Quick look through the points that they've made as well. So as a rule of thumb, when there are related party transactions, so you're sponsored by a club that is linked to you, you need to meet fair market value. You need to have a value that makes sense, that adds up, that is rational, and that other sponsors would happily pay, because otherwise you are very clearly just pumping cash into a club, which is why I'm assuming Red Bull won't, sponsor Liam Cooper's left bollock for £300 million or something like that. But City have claimed that the fair market value rules are intended to be discriminatory towards clubs with ties to the Gulf region. They also argue that the Premier League have failed to provide evidence that sponsorship deals with related parties give clubs an unfair advantage or distort the league's competitive balance. Having more money, City, is the unfair advantage. City also claim that the Premier League as an organisation is a direct competitor for sponsorship and therefore claim they have conflict of interest. What? Sorry, that one I hadn't read before. Because the Premier League can also get sponsors, they're a competitor for City getting sponsors? That's wild. City questioned the independence of Nielsen Sports, the data analytics company used to determine the fair market value of sponsorship deals, because it's been retained by the Premier League for more than 2 years. Well, this is desperation levels, this. So they think that Nielsen Sports are biased because they're good enough to be consistently used by the Premier League. They're more playing the inflation card, I think. But I guess on an economic level? It's going to be a shorter stream than normal, by the way, guys. I'm probably going to nip off at around past, just because I've got bits and bobs to do. But whilst you're here, pop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're not yet. Massively appreciated. Thank you. Or become a channel member, because that's still going to Prostate Cancer UK. Cheers. City also complained that fair market value rules discriminate against clubs who form part of a multi-club ownership group. That's the point. That's like saying English law discriminates against serial killers. Yeah, obviously it does. That's what it's there for. That's why we have it. It's to stop you doing the bad thing. Oh my god. They're also against the idea that changes in Premier League rules require a supermajority of 14. Because reasons. All 20 Premier League clubs voted this in. I wasn't sure that it was 20. But either way, yeah. A supermajority of Premier League clubs voted for these rules. Oh god. Basically, as a rule of thumb, this entire thing tells me that Man City are going to be found guilty in no time at all. It's round the corner. It's happening. And they're just violently kicking out to desperately try and get away with something. Leeds need to announce their retain list by the 14th of June when the window is open. I wasn't sure when the deadline was. Thank you, Ross. I will be keeping an eye on that one. I do feel like there's 1 or 2 deals coming in that are delaying it. So it feels like along the lines of Coops and Byram and maybe Rodon, there's still conversations going on in which we're trying to work out what's going to happen. Are we going to leave them in the retained list? Which makes sense. Like, you want to make sure that everything is 100% above board. You want to make sure that everything adds up. Yeah. You don't want to accidentally say, no, we're not keeping Rodon, and then you keep Rodon. And it's like, oh, there's a bit, well, yeah. So I think once we'll find out, basically, in that list, what's happening. I might make a video in advance on the Joe Rodon thing that I can just let drop whenever. That'd be nice. Like you said, Joe, Euros, what transfers? I do think it'll slow down various transfers, but then again, you've got a lot of players that aren't internationals. So, yeah. I'm baffled that a club that's won the league 4 times in a row is then like, hang on, this isn't fair. This is against us too much. I don't understand. But let's have a bit of a chat. Let's have a talk about it. Let's discuss everything. Whether it is the Sam Joe Rodon stuff, whether it's the Gruev thing, whether it is Marc Roca's loan, which I've already half forgotten about, whether it is Jefferson, or the City stuff. Let's have a bit of a natter. And if you are like Polly, and you no longer have Twitter and can't see the tweet, let me know, and I can do various screen sharey bits. The tweet itself looks a little like this. It is just an image of Joe Rodon in a Leeds kit, which I'm also confused by. There's a little bit of purple back here. It's a very nice shade of purple. Luke. Jesus. But yeah, that's the vibe with that one. Which, to be fair, makes me positive. Makes me think that Rodon's on the way in, and maybe he's the reason that it's not happening yet. Keep our black-eyed Welshman. We love our little panda, our little Welsh panda. What's a stereotypically Welsh food? Is there a stereotypically Welsh food? I mean, I know there's rarebit, but that's basically like a fancy toasty. I don't know. I'll be guessing 10 million for Rodon. If I was having a stab in the dark, I would say 8 to 12, probably 8 to 10 sort of area. Anything with leeks. That is a very good point. A leek stew. Why not? Yeah, no, sorry. Instead of bamboo... Hang on. I've remembered something. I've remembered something quite funny. Rodon's contract with Spurs runs out on the 30th of June next year. That means that they're going to get a little bit desperate to sell. Can you... Normally I hate AI, but I've gotten like a free ChatGPT Pro account through work. So occasionally I use it to generate funny stuff. Munching on a leek like a panda with bamboo. Oh shit, it's actually generating something. Okay. Leek and potato pie. Maybe. Doubt they want to loan him out. I don't think they will loan him out. I think we'll just buy him. Image generates Rodon. Sorry, imagine. I'm having an actual argument with ChatGPT at the moment. How do I hide that? Because I don't want to show all my work stuff. That's a shame. This is probably the best I can do. It's not Joe Rodon, but there we go. That'll do. Spurs getting rid of 7 more players than Rodon. Yeah, I can see this being a big season for various players moving to various places. It feels like that's a little bit likely. How about panda body with person head? I don't know if this will work. Oh, don't worry, I've hidden the company secrets. I've hidden the nuclear codes. We're fine. That's genuinely terrifying. Jesus. Here's the image of Joe Rodon having a human head. That's not a human head. and a panda body whilst munching on a leek. If there are any more changes or details you'd like, feel free to let me know. Have we got any more recommendations and any more suggestions for this cursed version of Joe Rodon and what we're going to do with him? Because this is a nightmare. This is genuinely horrifying. I love it, but it's a little bit spooky. Basically, Joe Rodon got dark eyes, so we called him a panda. He's also Welsh, so he's munching on a leek. So he's a little panda munching on a leek. So I can get the correct number of fingers on a panda, but not human. To be fair, this panda has thumbs. So I'm not certain. And this panda is also wearing football boots. Can you put him in front of a bunch of strewn bodies injured from slide tackles? Ah, yes, Welsh people eat leeks in their free time. They do! You can't prove that they don't. Go for it. Put that as your profile picture. Is it a free AI? I want to go. Sadly not. It's I'm using my work account for this, weirdly. Which is a nightmare. His leg's coming out of his shoulder. Is that Pablo? Just in the background there. Hold on. I'll try and find no, that sizing is still wrong. There we go, that'll do. Anyone else got any more suggestions? What team does your boss support? I don't know, because weirdly, I work for like a sporting company, but the level of management above me is more from like the broadcasting side than the sports side, so they don't like hugely support teams. Can you make it so it looks like a signing announcement or a new Leeds United player? I'm so hopeful. I don't trust it, but I'm optimistic. You might as well be. Why is there a skull? Oh, God. I've got so many regrets. Okay, if you guys want to tweet these, then go for it. I think I won't. Just out of pure, like, survival instinct. Jed York tweet, but could be nothing related. Let's have a quick look, shall we? And we'll get away from the madness. Do you ever have a premonition you'll be sending out a tweet later in the day thanking and congratulating someone for a job well done? It's a great feeling. That could be unrelated. But it could be very related. It's hard to tell. I want it to be related to Parag. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm cooking right now. The panda's gone woke. I think. Depends. The generate yellow, trust me, we're heading back there. It's taking a while to generate this one. Because it's a bit batshit. That's not what I asked for at all. That's not... No. That's... I was trying to make the panda more relatable by saying throwing a milkshake over Nigel Farage. I was trying to bring it into today's news, but he's just... Why is this man's head part of the leak? I don't know. Why is there a knife with blood on it? Oh. We've lost it again, haven't we? It's happened again. Rough price has the technology to rebuild him. Fine. He's already eaten the skull. Andrew! The panda needs an ice cream. I'm not giving the panda an ice cream. The panda's already eaten a leek. Unless it's leek-flavoured ice cream. I'm not giving him an ice cream. Right. We ain't encouraging violence around here. Much. I don't know if it'd succeed in doing that because it's bad at getting individual people, which is a little bit of a problem. Make your bets on what weird player will score a wonder goal next season. I think next season Ethan Ampadu scores his first ever league goal. I say think. I hope at some point next season Ethan Ampadu scores his first up. Was he? I'm not convinced. Well, yeah, but normally it's like the EFL does it as the league one. DJ Speedy Gonzalez. I was leaning more Duracell Bunny. I don't hate this one. It's the leek, and it's the panda, and it's the milkshake, and it's the Farage. It's just a really long, wet leek that sort of goes over the top. This has devolved, hasn't it? We sort of lost control at a certain point of this one. Eating Farage instead of a leek. And the panda be eating Nigel Farage. Oh god, it's actually generating something, okay. What? Make the background players injured after hard slide tackles break their legs. I love that the sponsor's just Pico. Not a real company. It's not a bad Leeds kit either, to be fair. Bit of a. Panda's got a couple of rolls, but that's fine. I hope not. Don't know if it is perfect. No, it's not perfect. No. No, it's not perfect. When did he behead Farage? Why? Oh dear. Right. That's going away now. This is probably runs for a winner. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I'm not sure. Anyway. I told him to eat Farage. Yes, I did. Like the leak. Why has the leak got two ends on it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna have to end the stream there because we've looked at the Sam Rodon tweet. Unless it's another Sam Rodon tweet. If it is another Sam Rodon tweet, fantastic. But I need to end stream in a moment. It is another Sam Rodon tweet, but I don't understand who that man is. I don't know. Anyway, I've got to end the stream now. I do hope you enjoyed. That'd be very, very nice. It's not potato time for another 15 minutes. Ha ha ha. Yeah. I got bits and bobs and stuff to do. Please follow Warpiglet's guidance. Smash a like and subscribe before you head off. Even pop a comment on if you're watching the VOD. And yeah, I'll try and do more of these Leeds Lowdown lives later. I made a logo and everything. I decided to be professional. And pop an 07 with the salute because it always feels good to see you guys doing it as well. I will see you later. Toodaloo. I'm never trusting myself with AI again.